And mistletoe. Mistletoe is, it comes on, it hangs on trees. It's a plant, and it's part of Christmas. And healthy things, stretch waistband, lots of food, time to eat. Yeah, I like food. And jubilation and celebration. It's time to party with family, right? All my family's here. I'm so happy. Yeah. Joy, bless you. Joy and kindness, love and fun. Christmas is for everyone. The end.
There you go. Good. What do you tell them?
You're welcome. Very welcome. Okay, do you guys want to learn a little about Lily? So let me show you some pictures of Lily. So if you look up here, Lily was one of our skunks that we had, and she was born. So she was born where she couldn't move. So when we got Lily, she was completely paralyzed. She would just lay on the couch. She couldn't move at all. And so my wife, my beautiful, loving wife, spent a lot of time with Lily in the sink. So we made the bathtub out of the sink because she was little. So she would do water exercises where she would make Lily try to swim and float and then move her little legs. It was kind of fun. And then one day we were watching TV and Lily stood up all on her own. Yeah, it was crazy. So Lily wouldn't, her back legs couldn't move right, so she would hop around like a bunny. And she was our little skunk. So this was Lily laying on me. And they like to lay on their backs. They like to lay with all their legs stretched out as far as they can. Yeah. And this is Lily standing up on top of my wife's back. She was begging for food. There's Lily smiling. Yeah, so like most animals, they have accidents. But yes, they do use litters. The difference is because they're wild, they tell you where to put the litter box. They won't go where you put it. So you kind of have to wait for them to make a mess first and then put litter boxes in those areas. But they like corners. So any corner in the house, that's typically where they'll go. Oh, did you see her getting a bath? So she was getting a bath.
Oh, look how little.
All those subs. So that was all of Lily. Now these are all of the other skunks that we've had over the years. And all of them have names, but there's a lot of names. So this is Phoebe. Phoebe came to us as a paralyzed skunk as well. She can move her front part, but not her back legs. So we ordered a little doggy wheelchair, and then I cut it down smaller because it was only like this big. And she pulled herself all over with that wheelchair, and she loved to swim with it. She would go to the lake and swim.
Abby, look at the nose.
So what do you guys think of when you hear about skunks? What's the first thing you think of? They stink, maybe? Yeah. Well, all of these skunks, that we have 7 skunks in the house that we teach people about. And all of those skunks, we were able to take the scent out of them. So they don't have any, they can't spray you. So we go around and we teach people about skunks and the good things about skunks. Like they're very good to have in your yard because they like to eat all kinds of bugs in your yard. Yeah, that's their main diet is little bugs. And they play like cats and dogs. But they're also kind of like a cat when you're trying to find your cat and she runs off and hides because she wants to be by herself. That's what these skunks do. So a lot of people come to our house and they don't even know we have skunks because we can't find them. They're all over the place. No, they don't. Ours don't stink. Now these that you're seeing right here, most of these have been released. Now this is a blonde skunk.
What do you mean?
I think it's called Violet. So we started this whole thing about 12 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, and we were the only licensed rehabbers in the area. So what would happen is skunks love eggs, and farmers don't like them in their chicken coops. So mama would have babies, and she would go into chicken coops and get eggs to eat, and the farmer would shoot her because they don't like them. Well, then 2 or 3 days later, the 5 and 6 babies would come out looking for mom, and then we would get a call. So we would end up raising the babies, and we would teach them how to survive in the wild, and we would have them about 6 months, and then we would take them out and we would release them. And there's a video after this picture series of us actually releasing our first group into the wild. So that's what got started, and then as we would get skunks that were injured or hurt and they wouldn't survive in the wild, then we would keep them and we would use them for ambassadors and use them to teach people about them.
So do you distinct?
That means I would bring them to you, and I couldn't bring one because we can't come across the state lines, and I live in Texas. So, but I would bring them here, and you could hold them, and you could pet them, and you could see them, and you would learn all about how they act and react with people. What was that? I'm sorry.
So when you release them in the wild, do you send them?
No.
Okay,
So
because
the
they
one-
don't they need that?
Yeah, so most of them in this video clip and the picture clips, they still had their scent glands. So, so they would be in the house, and they don't use their scent glands if they feel like it's their house. Only as their last resort. So they only have 2 defenses. They bite and they spray, and it stinks and it's bad. And it's yellow and it sticks to everything. And we've had that happen in our front yard because we have to do medications to them. So we expect that. But they can shoot that up to like 10 feet away. And it's sticky and it's nasty. And our neighbors don't like us too much. But so we left the scent glands in, but running around the house and interacting with us, they don't spray us. They never really have sprayed us because that's their home for that time, and they know we're out there to hurt them. So only when you back them into a corner, or they feel like they can't escape somehow, that's when they'll spray. But if you see one in the wild or one in your driveway, if you just give them space and give them time, they're very slow, they're very laid back, they're very relaxed animals. They eventually will go off on their way.
That's what I told Mom.
In Ohio, actually, it's legal to have them as a pet. It's one of the very few states. There's only about 10 states that allow you to have a raccoon, a skunk, or a squirrel as a pet. But it is legal, but you have to go through a legal agency. And one of the biggest in America is right outside of Cleveland, and it's called Skunk Haven. And they could guide you through ownership of a skunk. Because it's very different. They have a very special dietary need that you have to meet. So our skunks get scrambled egg and cheese every morning. Freshly made. Yeah, we make them every morning for them. And they get their own little plate. And then for dinner, they eat a salad mixed with grilled chicken and salad, lettuce, and green beans and corn. And it's all mixed together. Yeah, it's really good. So sometimes we'll eat it for dinner or something. Are you guys ready to hear about Lily?
Yeah.
Okay, so Lily was one of our skunks, and it made me think about educating people about what skunks are all about. And I wanted to write a story about Lily and a little girl that was looking for her friend. and they become really good friends. So this is the first book, and I have the second book written, and it will be released sometime next year, and there will be third and fourth and fifth, and as many as I could write against it, okay? So this is Lily. You have that book. So Lily was all alone. She was all alone in the forest with no mommy, no daddy, no brothers or sisters. Lily was sad today, but she knew that things would get better. She would be happy again soon. Are you going to follow along? Katie was 6. She was 6 years old. And she really wanted a best friend. Someone to talk to, tell secrets, to giggle and laugh with. She got along with all the kids in her class, but just couldn't find that one person to be her best friend. Are you getting ahead of me? So there's Katie, and there's her mom, and they're driving. Where are we going, Mom? Katie asked. It's a surprise. Don't worry, Katie, it will be fun. There's Lily. And they put her in a cage to keep her safe so that no predators, because when skunks are babies, skunks are born and they're only about this big. They're really small. They look like little mice. Except they have their colors, they just don't have any fur. So they'll have the black and the white in their skin, in the actual color of the skin, but they won't have any fur on them. So they put them in a cage to keep them safe. That was a good breakfast, Lily said as she licked her lips. I wonder what kind of fun I will have today. So they went to a rescue center. That rescue center, they have rescue centers in every state that it's legal to own a skunk, because you have to go to a rescue center or a rehab center, and they have to give you a license to have one. It's called a permit. It's kind of like a driver's license. Katie asked, "Where are we, Mom?" An old friend of mine called and told me he had a friend for you to meet, Katie. Maybe she can be your best friend, Mom said. Yeah, look, it's Lily. It's when Katie first meets Lily. Katie looked down and saw Lily for the first time. She was so cute. At the same time, Lily looked up and saw Katie. Wow, she looked like the nicest human I'd ever met. I wonder if she likes to play, Lily asked. Do you guys like to play?
Yes!
Do you play with your cats and dogs?
Yes!
So when you play with a skunk, you got to be very careful, because I told you they had 2 ways to defend themselves. The first way is the spray. The second way is they bite. And they have really small, sharp little teeth. And they don't mean to hurt you when they play, but you can see the back of my hand, all those little red dots. That's from playing with my little baby. So they will cause you to get scratches, but they will grow out of that eventually. But when they're little, they like to play with it. It can hurt, but they don't need to hurt you. They just don't know how to play any other way. This is Katie. Oh, like this. Katie asked. Yes, said Mom's friend. Now tap the ground and pull your fingers back towards you. That's it, drag. And they all laugh. So the way skunks play, and I have a video, but the way skunks play is they will come up to you and they'll start tapping the ground. And that's a warning in the wild. So that's your first warning you're going to get if you come across a wild skunk, is they're going to start stomping the ground. And you can hear it. And then the next thing is they're going to stomp and they're going to drag and tear the ground up. And that's just telling you that they don't want to hurt you, but they want to go away. So they want you to get out of their way. But when they play, that's how they play as well. So it's hard to tell. You kind of got to know that they're just playing with you. But you'll see the video that I was playing with them that way. And it's done, I guess. The other thing they like to do is get thrown across the room. So this is my wife, and she's sliding them across the room. Now, all of these skunks, they could spray her if they wanted to. They were not desensitized. So these were released back into the wild, but they love to play. She does like to play, says Lily excitedly. Huh? It's this page. It's page number 13. There you go. Good job. She does like to play, said Lily excitedly. Lily stomped and dragged and played with Katie. She even rolled over on her back, and Katie tickled her belly. This is fun, they both thought. So you'll see this is our very first time that we release them out in the wild. And they take their time, and they're slow, and they don't want to go because they don't want to leave mommy and daddy. Yeah. Now raccoons, when we release raccoons, we take them out in a cage like this, and when we open the door, they run really fast. They're gone. They'll take off, and we won't see them in like seconds. But skunks like to take their time. They're a little more laid back and relaxed. So Katie's holding Lily, and her mom, remember I told you she had to get a license? That's what her mom's doing here. She's getting the license. So, my name is Katie, she told Lily. As she pets her head and back, Lily raised her head. Oh, this feels good, she thought. I hope she never leaves. The end. Not yet, almost. Lily and Katie. Lily said, Katie, we are going to have so much fun. Lily closed her eyes, snuggled into Katie, and drifted off to sleep, thinking about all the adventures they're going to have. That's next. Yeah, she takes her home in a minute. Good morning, Lily, said Katie. Are you ready for breakfast? An adventure today? Lily stretched, yawned, and climbed into Katie's hands. So I have one skunk that likes to sleep in bed with me, but the rest of them don't. And when they sleep, they snuggle up real close like a cat, and they get real warm. It's kind of like wearing a sweater. They get real hot. Uh-huh. Eggs. So she's eating eggs for breakfast too. I'm sorry? They can eat baby frogs, yeah, like tadpoles. Yes. But not big ones, like the big toads. They won't be able to eat them. Their mouths aren't big enough.
Like, I learned in this book that in South America, skunks would eat like frogs, eggs.
Eggs, they love eggs. Yep.
Bird eggs.
Bird eggs. Quail, the bird quails and doves, those are their favorite eggs. I think because they're smaller than chicken eggs. So like the bird eggs are right small, and they can eat them easier. Yeah.
I think they're the same size as a Looking from Rainbow Friends chapter 2.
I love eggs, said Lily.
I love eggs too. I like scrambled eggs.
I do too. I like scrambled eggs.
When my mom makes French toast. Homemade.
That's the best. Yum. Eggs and water. This is going to be a great day, she thought.
Hey, this is no water.
Orange juice. Yeah. So here's Katie and her friends, and they all get to meet Lily. These are my friends, Lily, Katie said. They won't hurt you. Lily was scared and snuggled further into Katie's hands. Then Sally, the first human, walked up and gently pet Lily's back. So when I take the skunks out, they hang on to me too. So they're very, very shy animals. So it's like meeting new strangers for the very first time. They get really, really shy.
Okay.
Soon they were all sitting around with Lily, running from one to the other, stomping, dragging, and playing, and petting Lily, and being pet. All the kids laughed and thought Lily was so cute and sweet. They're all playing.
That's what it says in my book.
Yeah. Are you following
I
around?
have this book.
You do, yep.
Yeah.
That play. Okay, yep. Yep. Outside they ran, jumped, and played. Katie thought aloud, it would be more fun if Lily could run and jump and play with us, instead of her having to hold her all the time.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of work.
Yeah.
And that would be a lot of work.
So they got Lily a harness. Do you guys know what a harness is for your pets?
I know.
Yeah, so they don't run away.
It's a collar.
Yeah.
To follow with the person.
So I got my first one just recently. So we have a little skunk. His name is Spaddix. And he's a brown skunk. So he's not black and white. He's all brown, and he's got a little bit of white on his back. But he's really young, and he's small, and he's fast, and I can't keep up with him. So I bought a little harness, yeah, like Sonic. He takes off. Oh.
He's faster than the regular Sonic.
Oh, I don't know him. Is he new? I don't think. Oh, it's a monster version. So I bought him a harness very similar to this one. So when we go for a walk in the yard, he has his harness on, so he doesn't run away from me.
Yeah, that'll be bad.
Yeah.
Mega bad to be precise.
There. How does that feel? Asked Katie. Lily liked it. It was snug and made her feel safe. And it was so pretty. Lily held her head up high. I'm ready for the next adventure now, thought Lily. The end. So we're getting ready to have another adventure. Yeah, that's me. And that's Bristol, one of our other little skunks that we have. And that was the day I brought Bristol home. She was riding on my shoulder. Yep. She also does the pictures and the words, and she makes my stories come to life. She's really awesome.